Que pasa YouTube? 6 Foot Hacks here. Got for you guys today the team building video for week 12 of the second season of the UCL, and this week we are facing the St. Louis Rampardos, coached by A-Drive aka Dan, or Dan aka A-Drive. We have a pretty tough matchup going into this week's game. Now, the time that our match will be up should be down in the description, as well as a link to my previous week's UCL videos, as well as my week 4 VPL match, which is another league I'm in. For those of you who do like league matches, you guys can check that out, which was a pretty good match. But yeah, links in the description and stuff, as well as my social media if you guys want to check me out on there. Anyways though, team building video, back into this. So season 1, we did unfortunately lose to Dan. Then again, he did have Mega Metagross, which along with Kieran Black, I'm surprised that nobody chose Kieran Black season 1, but Mega Metagross did get picked. But this season, Kieran Black got picked, and I really think that Kieran Black is pretty broken in league format, in my opinion. But Joey, yeah, like Joey's been using it spectacularly. Then again, Joey is a really good battler. But no, I still think that Kieran is pretty broken. Alongside Mega Metagross, which we did ban this season. I think we did the same with Hoopa Unbound, if I'm not mistaken. But regardless, he did have Mega Metagross season 1, which is pretty broken. This season he doesn't have it. Unfortunately, I think 1 or 2 of his losses have been because of hacks. So that's another thing. And he had a really good game against Miguel in week 11, which was crazy. Like, oh my lord, that was like, that had me on the edge of my seat. So yeah. Anyways, unfortunately, the combination of Dan's first 2 picks pretty much just destroyed the Durham Druddigons. Like I said, we did lose to Dan last season. He did have broken Mon Metagross. This season, he has a really good draft, I would say. Like, it's scary, and Ellis says that this isn't the worst matchup we've had this season. I guess it's maybe my inexperience that thinks that this is like a completely terrible, absolutely, like, I don't know how we're gonna win, but I'm gonna find a way to win. Now, even though if we do lose this match, we're still almost, I want to say, guaranteed playoffs. As long as we don't go on a losing streak, we should still be in the playoffs. Number 2 or number 3, depending on how the matches after this match goes. But we should be in the playoffs, and then there is a good chance we may have to face Dan again in playoffs, probably semifinals, to be able to get to finals, or maybe even finals. Who knows? Who knows what could happen? But if we do make playoffs, there is a good chance that we're going to have to face Dan again. So if we do lose this week, or if I do lose this week, then it's not that big of an issue. But obviously I don't want to lose. Definitely going to try and win. Going to try my best to win. Even if we lose, as long as I win in playoffs, it should be fine. So if I mess up here, I can learn from my mistakes and then put that into play for the playoffs game, and hopefully win that match. So yeah, I don't want to say that we're going to lose this, but I'm not as confident about this matchup as I was, let's say, against Miguel or Joey. Then again, maybe that's just my inexperienceness. But like I said, Mega Venusaur and Excadrill just really destroy our team, because as you guys may have noticed by now, we do have a bit of a ground weakness, along with not having a safe combination to really switch into or deal with Venusaur and Excadrill. So with that being said, let's take a look at what is coming this week. Ooh, spoiler alert on horsepower there. My fault. So first off, we have here Mega Blastoise, Tortuga. Of course, let me know if you guys would like to see this as the official mascot of the Durham Druddigons. Next off, we have Tranquilo, the Krookodile, Moonshine, the Clefable, which is a really awesome set. I know a lot of you are going to really like the Clefable set. Next off, we have Vicenti, the Victini, Evergreen, the Shaymin, and then, of course, Horsepower. Ooh, I'm flexing. You can't see it. I don't got muscles, but I'm flexing. power. Yeah, so as you can see here, we do have Dragon Tail on Blastoise. Now, the main reason why we do have Dragon Tail on Blastoise is because we will be able to kind of mess up what Dan would like to switch Wish into. So let's say he wants to go for Wish, and then if he does have Baton Pass, obviously he's going to Baton Pass, but because Dragon Tail is minus priority, then he'll Baton Pass into, let's say, a Venusaur. So we can just Dragon Tail a potential low HP Venusaur and prevent it from getting the Wish, and hopefully not Dragon Tail something else into Venusaur and it receive the Wish. So if he tries to switch into what? Salamence, with Dragon Tail him into Venusaur and that receives the Wish, that would actually really suck. So hopefully that won't happen. We have enough speed to outspeed Adamant Max Speed Tyranitar if he does want to go that route. With this HP investment, he should not be able to 2-hit KO us with Stone Edge, as long as he doesn't get 2 absolute high rolls or a potential crit. Also, if he does decide to bring Life Orb Raichu, it only has a 6% chance to knock us out with a Life Orb T-Ball, which I don't really think he's gonna want to bring Raichu. Actually, this is what me and Ellis think. Ellis and I think that he's going to most likely bring. Like, I'm 90% sure he's gonna want to bring these first 5 Mons, and then this last Mon could be Heracross. It could also be Cofagrigus if he wants to be a more if he wants it to be more of a defensive match, because he could also have T-Spikes potentially. T-Spikes would actually be really, really annoying. That's a huge reason why I think we have Dark Pulse over something like Dragon Pulse, which Dragon Pulse actually does not do bad in this matchup if you really think about it, because outside of Excadrill, Dark Pulse and Dragon Pulse will be hitting everything. Well, obviously Dark Pulse hits Excadrill, but you get what I'm trying to say. Dragon Pulse will hit everything except for Excadrill for a little bit more damage than what Dark Pulse would do. But then again, Dark Pulse does have the chance to not 2-hit KO. It does 2-hit KO Cofagrigus, as where Dragon Pulse does not, and then it also has a chance to flinch, which could come into our favor. So yeah, then obviously Rapid Spin is so we can potentially get rid of T-Spikes or get rid of Rocks. If he doesn't want to bring Cofagrigus or Heracross, he could potentially bring Delphox. I know Ellis was really worried about Delphox, but I don't really see why he would want to bring Delphox. Like, I know for a fact, I really want to say I'm 99% sure that he's going to want to bring Mega Venusaur and Excadrill, because again, the combination of those two just absolutely destroy us. And then if he's going to want to bring Excadrill, he's going to want to bring Tyranitar, because of course we have a Victini. Victini could destroy, could potentially destroy any combination of 6 that he wants to bring if one of those 6 is not Tyranitar. So once T-Tar goes down, then Victini will be able to have a bit more potential to wreck him. However, though, I'm really positive that he's going to want to save Tyranitar, not only for Victini, but for the Excadrill, which of course will have Sandstream, and he'll most likely be Earthquake, X-Scissor, Rapid Spin, and Iron Head. Of course, Iron Head would be for the Clefable. Just Adamant, Life Orb. I don't know why I put Bashful. Bashful does nothing. But yeah, this is what I'm pretty sure his Excadrill set is going to be. He may not run max speed. He could maybe run a little bit of bulk if he doesn't. If he does do the calcs, he may not think that he needs max speed. But yeah, Tyranitar I'm sure will be a defensive variant. But I guess on the off chance that he is offensive, then Tyranitar is not going to be outspeeding Mega Blastoise, which can still 2-hit KO T-Tar even in Sand, which is why we're not running a lot of special attack EVs and a lot of HP EVs to be able to chew a potential Earthquake from Excadrill or even a Giga Drain if we need to, coming from the Venusaur. So yeah, moving down the line, we have good old Tranquilo here, the Krookodile. Of course, we are rocking another, I think this is actually the 3rd week in a row that we've brought Choice Scarf Krookodile, and of course, I honestly thought that Scarf Krookodile really wouldn't be doing that well. Both times that that I saw the original builds of the teams, that Alice gave me. But in the matches, Scarf Krookodile did prove to actually be semi-important, so I'm really hoping the same will happen in this match, because Intimidate is going to be really great for Salamence, because Salamence is another scary mon. If this is Dragon Dance, I'm pretty sure he would want to be Dragon Dance, Iron Tail for the Clefable, Dragon Claw or Outrage, and probably Earthquake, maybe Roost. If he has Lumbear, that would actually really suck, because he could save Salamence for late game after wearing us down with a potential Scarfed Delphox or Scarfed Heracross, or just a fat Cofagrigus, and then Vaporeon, of course, is a really fat mon along with Mega Venusaur. If we are able to force Venusaur in while the sand is up, it is definitely going to be a whole lot easier for us to take down. Aerial Ace, of course, is here for the Heracross, not the Venusaur. Literally, the only reason we have Aerial Ace is for Heracross, because otherwise Scarf Heracross could be a huge issue. We do have enough speed to outspeed a potential Scarfed Excadrill if for some reason he doesn't want to bring Tyranitar. But like I said, if he doesn't bring Tyranitar, then Victini can potentially destroy him, and then we don't have to worry about him outspeeding everything that we have or hitting as hard as he would be if he was Adamant Life Orb, which I'm 99% sure is what he's going to want to bring. Pursuit is mainly for Delphox if he does want to bring it, because another huge issue going into this match is that we don't have any switch-ins. We don't have any safe, proper switch-ins to Venusaur or to Excadrill. So this match is going to be pretty big on predicting, and I'm going to have to pull double switches if I want to get Venusaur into the right scenario in order to beat it. So, like I said, this is a really bad and tough matchup, and I know Dan is a really good player, so I need to be on my A game, and hopefully I will be. I'm going to try to be completely focused, but I don't want to sound too negative. I do think we can win. I do honestly think I can win. It's just, if I mess up, I need to catch myself and not mess up badly. If you get what I'm trying to say. I need to not really fuck up, pretty much. Which goes to say for any battle, really, but oh, I'm so nervous. I don't know. Maybe you guys can kind of hear it in my voice. But yeah, I'm excited as well, because we haven't played yet. We're going to be playing tomorrow on Thursday. This will be being recorded Wednesday, and it'll be Friday. But yeah, anyways, rambled on enough. Moving on to Moonshine here. Before I reveal Moonshine, Clefable. Clefable is broken. Use this, everybody, use this. Now, normally, Clefable is running a defensive variant. However, though, there is a lesser known set that people know. A set that was kind of used in Black and White 2 RU to catch Mons off guard, and I think also used in 4th Gen UU, or maybe even 4th Gen OU. Don't quote me though. But I am talking about none other than Life Orb Offensive Clefable. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is here. She is making her debut. I have been wanting to use Offensive Life Orb Clefable for this entire draft, and so has Ellis, and finally, we can finally bring it. And the awesome thing about this, the awesome thing about this is that I'm really positive that that Dan is not going to be expecting this. So if everything goes correctly, we can hopefully hit Venusaur on a switch-in to this Clefable with the Flamethrower, while Dan, when Dan predicts us to go for a Moonblast. So let's say he has Tyranitar. I can go for Flamethrower as he switches in regular Venusaur, or if he has in Heracross, he's going to want to switch out into a hopefully not Mega yet Venusaur, and then we can Flamethrower it on the switch-in. And then after it Mega Evolves, I think Psychic will actually be able to knock it out depending on what spread he's running. Flamethrower, the reason why we have Flamethrower over Fire Blast is because Flamethrower still does enough damage to Excadrill. It literally does like 90% min to Excadrill. So even if we get a absolute low damage roll, we will put it in range of one Life Orb hit, which still kind of sucks because we may have to sack something off to it, depending on how things go. But yeah, hopefully he may feel aggressive and want to switch into Excadrill on Clefable, or he may want to be safe and switch in regular Venusaur onto Clefable, and we'll bop it with a flamethrower or maybe even a psychic and then knock it out. Unfortunately, Mega Venusaur, while it cannot OHKO us, it can easily 2KO us. So I guess if worse comes to worse, we can outspeed it, psychic it, and then psychic it again before it knocks us out, but we'll be at really low HP. But then at that point, one huge fat Mon is down and one less threat that we have to worry about. Calm Mind would have been nice, but then we would have to give up a coverage move. We have enough speed to outspeed Mega Venusaur. I think if he is running no speed, let me check to be safe. Okay, yeah, so if he is running a little bit of speed creep, we have enough to outspeed it, which hopefully he's not running over 36 speed EVs, which I'm pretty sure he wouldn't want to lose that much amount of bulk. So yeah, depending on what kind of set this Mega Venusaur is, then Clefable will be able to 2KO, which that's the main reason why we have offensive Clefable, because this can pressure Vaporeon, and it can also potentially 2KO the Venusaur. So there's a chance he may be expecting that we want to bring Calm Mind, so he could have Roar on Vaporeon. So if he wants to predict Calm Mind, I can hit him with the Moonblast, and we'll be doing at least like 40% if he's not running a Spadef bulky Vaporeon, which I'm pretty sure he wouldn't want to be running. I'm pretty sure he's going to want to run physically defensive, as where Mega Venusaur will be more mixed defensive, and then Tyranitar could be just a standard physically defensive set, or be running some Spadef EVs or a more offensive set. I'm not too sure, but yeah. Actually, here, let me do this real quick. So he's definitely going to want to bring Wish. Scald, most likely. He could have Ice Beam, is what Ellis thought he could run on Vaporeon, because if he only has Scald, then Shaymin is pretty much a 100% switch in to this Vaporeon, which is going to be really great, because then at that point we can pressure him and force him into Venusaur, and then we can double. Like I said, doubling into Venusaur is going to be one huge way to be able to beat it down. He could also have Baton Pass, which would be really scary, because slow Baton Pass wishing is really annoying. But if he doesn't have Ice Beam, he won't have Protect, so that'll make Vaporeon easier to beat. He could have Protect, but then again, that just gives the Shaymin a free switch in, and then we pressure him to force in Venusaur, and then we double, and then go from there. So while it will suck if he is this set, if he has Ice Beam over anything, and if he doesn't have Baton Pass, that is actually going to be really good. And if he doesn't have Protect, that's going to make me really happy, because then Vaporeon won't be such a huge issue. So yeah, offensive Life Orb Clefable, I'm really hoping will put in a lot of work in this match, because it can kind of take down Tyranitar. It can take a hit from Heracross. I think it can beat Cofagrius 1v1 as well, and Ella said that we should be able to stall out Vaporeon if it comes down to it, and I really hope it doesn't, but if it does, then we should be able to stall it out. If we have Rocks and if he has Sand Up, then that just means we're going to be beating his walls a little bit easier with this Clefable set. So moving down the line, we have good old Vicente the Victini here. Man, I love the nickname for Victini. I love Vicente as a nickname. It has really grown on me. But yeah, we have good old Vicente here. As you can see here, we did originally have U-Turn as an option, but I decided, we both decided, well, yeah, I like Will-O-Wisp over U-Turn personally. Hold on, what is going on? Hold on. Okay, that messed me up. Okay, so yeah, we have Will-O-Wisp. Ellis said if I really wanted to, I could change it to U-Turn. But the main reason we have Willow is because we're able to burn the Salamence, we can burn Vaporeon, we can potentially burn Tyranitar, we can burn Venusaur if we're in a scenario where we can't beat it 1v1, we can status it, and then if he doesn't have Heal Bell on Vaporeon, that just means that Mega Venusaur is going to be a lot easier for us to take down. If Mence is not Lumberry, that's going to be absolutely amazing. I did think about mentioning to Ellis that we should change this to Glaciate, but I'm hoping that Will-O-Wisp will come through. Although, I don't know. I'm a little bit scared of Lumberry DD Salamence. That could be very, very scary, so I'm going to have to watch out for that. Excadrill, if it's not in the sand, we outspeed it and we can burn it. Yeah, the one time we have purely offensive Victini and we don't even have a fire move is what Ellis said as well. I remember reading that and it just made me laugh. So love those. Anyways, Zen Headbutt, of course, is to be able to hit the Vaporeon for neutral damage, and we can hit the Venusaur for super effective damage. I think Zen Headbutt is a 2-hit KO if he is still physically defensive Venusaur. Also, Bolt Strike should have a really high chance to knock out Vaporeon with 2 hits, so we should be able to 2-hit KO it pretty easily, especially if Sand is up, because then at that point Protect really won't be helping him too much. Brick Break, of course, is mainly just for Tyranitar. I want to say he may want to bring Chople Berry Tyranitar. I could really see him wanting to bring that. If he does bring a Choice Tyranitar, like if he brings Choice Scarf or Choice Banded, that's gonna be a little bit odd, I think. I'm pretty sure he would want Rocks. And defensive Tyranitar, I think, would fit his squad better. If it has Smooth Rock, that would actually be really, really scary. Ellis mentioned that Smooth Rock T-Tar could be a huge issue, so I will have to pay attention to the sand turns and hopefully not miscount them, because that could potentially make for a crucial turn. And then if I miscount the sand turns, I'm fucked. So, yeah, hopefully if he's not Smooth Rock, then that's going to be really great, but I'm pretty sure he would just run a defensive Stealth Rock set with Pursuit for Victini, if anything. I'm pretty sure if he does have a dark move, he's going to have Pursuit. He could maybe want to run Ice Beam or Fire Blast for something. Super Power, Stone Edge, maybe Earthquake in general. Thunder Wave, actually. Thunder Wave would be really, really annoying. Because then that would make Terrakion not a safe switch in. So I will have to watch out for that. Iron Head even, as you can see here. But yeah, obviously the reason why we do have the Colbur Berry is for Tyranitar. So if it is Scarfed, initially 9 times out of 10 I am going to be switching out the first time against Tyranitar, because he could be Scarfed. If I know that he's not Scarfed, I may stay in and Will-O-Wisp it. I'm not too sure. Because Vicente is also the lead going into this match. So Vicente should be the best lead regardless of what 6 he wants to bring. So there is a chance he may want to lead Tyranitar, because I don't think he would want to lead Mega Venusaur, because we do have Victini. So he may want to lead Tyranitar, potentially expecting Victini, or just wanting to get up Rocks very early on in the match. In which case, we can just hard switch into Terrakion, potentially, or into Krookodile, and then go from there. So yeah, we should be able to burn Tyranitar if it's not a Scarf variant, and then cripple it mid to late game, I want to say. Again, we can also burn Vaporeon and burn the Venusaur. So Vicente will hopefully be putting in a lot of work in this match. If the Tyranitar is not below 50% is when we're going to be burning it, I want to say, because unless we're in a scenario where we need to burn it, then I guess we could just sack off Victini to it and break it. But I don't know, we'll see how the match goes. So moving down the line, we have good old Shaymin, the Evergreen here. Oh, I love Shaymin, man. Shaymin is an absolute monster. So we are rocking a more defensive variant of Shaymin for this match. Of course, Shaymin is here to be able to take Earthquakes from the Excadrill. Unfortunately though, X-Scissor will still 2-hit KO us, but we do live, I think, even after Rocks. So if we're at full HP, we can take Rocks. limit hit, and then Seed Flare, and I don't think Seed Flare knocks out Excadrill. Hold on, I can run the calc right now. Evergreen, Excadrill at level 50. So we can still do like 52 to 62% and just go from there. But when Shaymin should be Seed Flaring the Excadrill will probably be a mid to late game, most likely, because I'm sure he is going to want to save Tyranitar for Excadrill to be able to get up the sand to be able to sweep late game, or he could try to break us down early game with Excadrill to save Scarfed or Dragon Dance Mets for setup late game, or Scarf Heracross to pick us off after those two mons. So yeah, if we're able to break his walls and we can keep up offensive pressure and I can make the proper switch-ins, then everything should be fine. So we originally had Leech Seed on here, but I talked to Alice and I honestly think that Hidden Power Ice is a lot better because now we have a chance to hit Salamence for super effective damage and get off a lot of damage on it. And I think after Rocks, we still actually knock it out with HP Ice. Or I think it's a roll. If not, then after Sand and Rocks and HP Ice damage, Ments will go down. And in return, Ments should not be able to knock us out with one hit. Psychic, of course, is to be able to hit the Mega Venusaur. And if he wants to switch into Mega Venusaur on a Seed Flare and we get the -2 Spadef drop, then Psychic will be doing about 55 to 60% depending on what his spread is. If he's more physically defensive variant, then obviously it would do more. So at that point we could potentially 2-hit KO him with Seed Flare, Spadef drops, and Psychic plus Sand. So yeah, we'll have to see how things go from there. Synthesis, of course, is so we can recover back HP. The fact that he could potentially have stand up is kind of bad, and that's a reason why we did have Leech Seed. But honestly, I don't see myself Leech Seeding anything, because I would like to just Seed Flare Cofagrigus. I would like to just Seed Flare Vaporeon. I would like to just Seed Flare, not Seed Flare, but Hidden Power Ice the Salamence. If he doesn't have Scarf Heracross, we can just Psychic it. We can just Seed Flare Tyranitar. Although I guess I could see the benefits of Leech Seeding Tyranitar and potentially Leech Seeding Cofagrigus. I don't know. I like the fact that we have another kind of check to potential DD Salamence, because that could be absolutely terrifying late game. So yeah, Shaymin here is going to be a very, very important mon in this match. And then finally off, we have good old Terrakion here, Mr. Horsepower himself. The big boss man with Stealth Rocks, of course. Rocks, the absolute most important move in the game, hands down. Number one, A1. This move is in a tier of its own, so obviously we need to have it. Zen Headbutt is here because it is actually doing more damage to Mega Venusaur than Stone Edge would be doing. And depending on the spread that Mega Venusaur has, we can actually 2-hit KO him on the switch-in. So that's going to be really great. Life Orb Close Combat always 2-hit KOs Vaporeon, even if he's max defense, max HP. We have enough speed to outspeed Delphox because unfortunately Raichu does outspeed us. This is why I think he's going to want to bring the Raichu over something like Heracross. Scarf Raichu could be very, very annoying. Like Volt Switch, Encore maybe, Hidden Power something, Hidden Power Ice, I guess, Focus Blast, I don't know, Thunderbolt. But Scarf Raichu could just be very, very annoying because you could just try to Volt Switch for free. Although I could be aggressive and switch into the Krookodile, that would just be really, really risky on my part. But yeah, enough speed to outspeed Delphox. We are running Rock Slide over Stone Edge because the damage rolls from Stone Edge honestly aren't that more important than the damage rolls from Rock Slide. Plus, with Rock Slide, we lower our chances of missing, and we also have a chance to flinch. Now, I'm not going to say, hey, I want to flinch every single Rock Slide. There's a chance we can flinch on a Rock Slide, and then that could come into play. We can also flinch on a potential Zen Headbutt. Who knows? Then, of course, we have Close Combat as Stab. Actually, hold on. Here, hold on. Look at this damage calc. Hold on. This is a close combat that I feel so bad for Tyranitar. Like, I really, really do. Like, look at this. This destroys 2 Tyranitars. That's 2 defensive, well, defensive-ish Tyranitars. I feel so bad for Tyranitar. Oh, but yeah, Terrakion is hopefully going to be able to apply pressure to Vaporeon and pressure to the Venusaur to the point where we can break one or even break both and then just go from there. So yeah, Terrakion is going to be a very, very important wall breaker going into this match. But yeah, guys, that is the team we are bringing this week for the UCL. Let me know again if you guys would like to see Mega Blastoise as the official mascot of the Durham Druddigons, and what you think maybe we should have brought differently. So yeah, guys, with that being said, you know what to do. The match will be up tomorrow. Time again down in the description. So yeah, thank you all for watching, guys, and I'll see you all tomorrow. So later, everybody.